Hey there, and welcome to day 5, turning ideas and faith into action. This is kind of a part 2 to increasing your faith, which I hope you guys enjoyed on yesterday. And I'm seeing all the posts and everything of people having aha moments about faith. So, very good, very good. Good stuff. So, one day 5, turning ideas and faith into action. And today's scripture comes from James 1:22 through 24. That's James 1:22 through 24. And it says, "But be doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror. For he observes himself, but goes away and immediately forgets what kind of man he was." Let's say that one more time. Be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror. For he observes himself and goes away and immediately forgets what kind of man he was. So this is such a powerful kind of description of when you quote scripture, you do not have it hidden in your heart, and different things like that. And so you hear the word, you even know how to quote the word, right? But it's kind of the same thing as if you were looking at yourself in the mirror and then you turn around and forget what you look like. It's interesting that the scripture didn't say that you looked at someone else, or you looked at your brother, your sister, your mother, or you looked at someone else and you forgot what they look like. It said that you look in the mirror at yourself and forget what you look like. That's how, kind of important that is, to be doers and not only hearers of the words. Kind of the same thing. Very extreme, right? So, but we're not going to be like that anymore. We're going to be doers of the word, putting our ideas into action and our faith into action. So let's go ahead and dive into to today's prayer. All right? Dear God, in this moment, I desire to be a person of consistent faith and action. I need your help to clearly see the first steps of my ideas and not become overwhelmed with all the details at once. I pray my ideas don't outnumber my actions. Bless me with the tools I need to make things happen. Grant me favor with others to obtain what I lack to make my ideas come to fruition. Bring those people to mind. God, cast down my fear of failure and my fear of success. Replace this fear with hope and faith. I want to be a person of my word, doing what I set forth to do in all things. Help me to get clear about my ideas and their intent. I don't want to be a person that says that I have faith, but my life doesn't reflect it. Help me to fully understand your word until it becomes a part of my being. Increase my faith to believe in your infinite power working in my life. Revitalize my faith through my actions. When I want to give up, give me exactly what I need to press forward. I recognize hope alone is not action. Create in me the tenacity to be a doer and not someone full of ideas. Help me to choose those ideas that will serve to be profitable. Grant me strategies to succeed with my ideas. I will act. I will be consistent. I will turn my ideas into action. Amen. Turning your ideas into action. And this again is a very kind of a part 2 to increasing your faith here. All right, so when I got the idea to write this prayer guide, let me kind of give you a backstory. Is that I was in the middle of writing another book, kind of a series of ebooks on the success and balance. And even, called in a research team to kind of help me with some research. I even did some kind of a group to ask them certain questions. I mean, I was doing all this stuff for this ebook series, right? Then one day I get this idea from God about a prayer guide for entrepreneurs, or something that will motivate entrepreneurs with a little bit of business coaching as well. Kind of like just to marry the spirit and the success, the whole premise of this movement. And it completely short stopped what I was already working on. But I began to do the research and found that there was nothing like this around. I mean, I did research for a whole day looking for something that would encourage entrepreneurs and leaders in this kind of arena with the spirit and different things like that. Nothing. So then I began to get all excited, and I began to be like, oh my God, I got to get this done, or somebody's going to do it. I went into that panic mode. And then I began to pray and ask for spiritual instruction. And I then start thinking about the steps needed that I needed to take to get this done. And God told me really clearly that to finish this in 7 days. And I was like, what? No, not, I mean, come on. And nobody knew. I just knew this in my head, in my spirit, 7 days. So what I did, I actually told my clients, and then I got bold enough to post it on social media that I'm going to write this book in 7 days. It gave me a sense of accountability because I can't be a liar, you know. So I kind of put it out there that I'm going to finish it in 7 days, and that's exactly what I did. And I was very strategic about it. I used the SMART system, which we're going to talk about, which I talk about in this chapter, but we're going to dive a little more into it. But I know me that I'm driven by deadlines and goals and different things like that. So I made the sacrifice those 7 days. Did I get discouraged? Absolutely. Things came up. As you'll read, I caught a cold for 2 days. It was just a lot of stuff going on. I still had clients to coach in the meantime, but hey, I sat in the house. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't watch TV. I listened to worship music. I didn't even shower for 2 days sitting there writing on the, couch. So but I changed my habits. I didn't go about my life like I normally did because I had a goal. I had some actions to take to complete my goal, right? So you have to do what you have to do to make things happen, or they're not going to happen. So the SMART system that we talk about is it's an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. When you're doing anything in your business, make sure that it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. You got to be very specific about what it is that you want to achieve. If it's a new product or service or program, or, with this movement, I was very specific about what I wanted to achieve. So it's kind of like you start with the end goal in mind, and then you kind of pedal back. Be very specific about what it is that you want to do and how you plan to format how you plan to deliver it. Be very specific about that. Then you have to be measurable. How long is this going to take? How many pages did I want the book to be? Divide that by how many days. In this case, 7. So how many pages did I have to write per day? I was measurable. I had the measures to complete my goal. Is this attainable? Can I do this financially? In time wise, all this kind of thing. Is it an attainable goal? Be very honest about that, but also have faith, and don't try to put the cart before the horse. Like my mom would call me and say, "Oh, we got to start thinking about how many books we got to get." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, let's slow down, Jackrabbit. Let me write it first." So sometimes when we come up with great ideas, we try to bombard ourselves with so many things that need to be done, to where it takes us longer than it needs to take us. So what I like to do is use a mind mapping. If you're not familiar with that, I use a software called Simple Mind. And all of this, as it relates to book writing, just kind of give you guys a plug here, is that I'm writing a program called Stop Talking, Start Writing, How to Write, Publish, and Promote Your Book in 30 Days or Less. I will be introducing it to you guys at a special price at the end of this book club series. So just kind of a note there. For writing a book, I'm like one of my friends says, I'm giving up the game, okay? But my point is, I draw out, and I sometimes get a piece of paper and draw boxes of what needs to happen first, second, third, fourth. And I draw arrows to my boxes. I just kind of need to plan it out in my head. How is this going to happen? Even if it's something on a website, if you click this button, it needs to take you here. It needs to take you there. This needs to happen after that. Then you need a follow-up email to go. I just kind of need it to make sense in my head. And I think that that's a missing piece that we sometimes don't take a lot of time in business doing, really planning things out. Because you got to go back to being specific. What is the goal? What are you trying to achieve? Sometimes we do things and we don't maximize our ideas because we haven't planned them out and we haven't made them measurable. And make sure that they are attainable, and definitely make sure that they are realistic. Is this a realistic goal? With everything that you have going on, is it realistic for you to write a book in 7 days? Maybe not for you, because I work from home, so that was realistic for me. I readjusted my schedule, so that was realistic for me. But you have to be realistic for yourself. And you have to be timely. When are you going to get this done by? If you say you want to lose 10 pounds, you want to lose 10 pounds by what date? You know, you can't, because some day is not a day of the week. You can't just say, oh, I need to lose 10, 15 pounds. You have to give yourself a day. When do you want to lose this by? So again, your goals have to be, and your actions have to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. That's the only way that you're going to get things done and accomplish your goals in your business. Because you're not measured by the quality or the quantity of ideas that you generate. It's about your strategic plan and your action. You meet a lot of people that have so many ideas about what they want to do, and they rattle off these ideas, and they're great ideas, but okay, what do you need to do to start? And I get that a lot with new clients and even people that take advantage of a session with me. It's like they have this big grand idea, and I see it, I get it, I understand it, but I'm more impressed with how are you going to get this done? What needs to happen first? What needs to happen second? Now then, what are you going to do about this? And what are you going to do about that? So after today, I want you guys to think about the ideas that you have in your business, or something that you were thinking about doing. You really don't know how to do it. Just research and figure it out. Everything can be figured out. Google is your best friend with anything. Okay? So, or get some accountability or coaching or something like that to give you a strategic plan. And you can definitely book time with me with the link that's in this email for an hour if you like. If you have an idea and you would like for me to help you flesh it out, I'll be more than happy to spend that hour with you. Okay, so this is what you need to do. Going back to the ideas that you have in your business. You may say, I want to have an open house, or I want to have a website launch. I need to develop more product. I want to release this. What needs to happen for that? First, for me, it was writing the book. Once I had the book written, then I had to get the book edited. Then I had to get the cover done. Then I had to get the inside done. Then I had to, announce it and advertise to kind of get people their kind of the pulse on, is this really going to work, and what do I need to tweak in the marketing. So all of these things I wrote out, and I planned for them. Then it was the t-shirt. The t-shirt, it was a whole nother strategic plan, a smart system that I had to do. When are you going to get the t-shirts by? Do you want the t-shirts in white or black, and what sizes? That kind of thing. So you get where I'm going with this. That everything that you do needs to have a plan, a structure plan, and it needs to be timely, or you're just going to have things out there undone. So I definitely want you guys to spend more time making your ideas action and putting your faith into action. I calculated all of the money that I needed to do I needed to do with this book, or with all my projects. And sometimes you need to come up with a plan of how to get the money. Don't let the money discourage you. Right? Don't let that discourage you. You got to have faith, and you got to ask for spiritual guidance, right? Spiritual instruction, and God will give you a plan. I knew all the costs that I needed to make this happen for this book. I calculated the costs, and that's a learning curve. I'm sorry, that's a learning opportunity right there. You need to calculate how much it's going to cost you to do certain things in your business. You can't just have this whimsical idea and don't even know how much it's going to cost. Because be very specific. Again, how are you going to pray for something and you don't even know how much it costs? You should know the dollar amount to the penny of everything, what everything is going to cost in your business to make things happen. If I were to come up to you or meet you and say, you know what, God told me to give you $5,322.62. If anybody walked up to you and said that, and then you were like, oh my God, thank you. But you wouldn't know, okay, well, what I need to do with this. You need to know the dollar amount so you'll know what to pray for. You don't even know what to pray for. So calculate all of the business expenses in your business and what you need to make things happen. I knew the amount that I needed to actually make this book something in my hand. I knew all of that cost. So therefore, I pre-sold copies of the book before all of that was even done, and then I knew how many of the pre-sales that I needed to make to come up with that amount. You get what I'm saying? So it was measurable. It was measurable, and I didn't, kind of fly by the seat of my pants, because everything I was taking my actions and my faith that I was going to make the money to make this, to produce this thing. Faith and action, turning your ideas and faith into action. That's what that looks like. So start spending some time, in your journals and wherever you're writing, and think about these little areas in your business that have holes and these ideas that are just kind of right, in the pie in the sky. Make them real. If you can think it, it can happen. Remember? But you have to plan it out. You have to turn your ideas into action. You have to activate your faith that it's going to get done. So that's what you're going to do for today is actually doing something about the faith. We're actually living out faith without works is dead on day 5. All right, so that you take the steps. Don't become overwhelmed with all the details at once, because that's what a lot of people stops a lot of people. You get so overwhelmed with all the stuff, and trust me, I've been there, and sometimes I get so overwhelmed I got to lay down for a second and say whoa, and then I have to say a little prayer and get back up, and then my mind's good. Whatever it takes for you. It's normal to be overwhelmed. It doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. It's just kind of a big idea, so you need a big God to answer you, right? So, and God will bless you with the tools that you need to make it happen. He has the people right in front of you. You have the people. He gives you everything that you need to make things happen. You just need to look up and start looking around and being very specific about what it is that you need. When you know what you need in your business, you can recognize it when it comes. But if you don't know, you accept things from anybody. Just like I plan out, I'm already in 2015 with my business plans. So when people approach me about things, in the next month or so, I can easily say no, or I can easily say yes, because I've already planned it out to know if it fits in my plan. Right? So that's why you say yes to opportunities that probably are not very advantageous to you, because you haven't sat down to plan out the actions or the ideas in a strategic way in your business. So then you invite every opportunity and think that it's God when it's not. Some things are just, they may be great opportunities, but they're not, what's needed to make your business grow. And it's not productive or effective for your business at the time. So definitely a little more structure and plan can help you work that out, right? So you got to pray for God to help you get these ideas clear, and the intent, cast down all fear of failure. Remember, giving up is not an option. Giving up is not an option. And I want you to cast down the fear of success, because there is a such thing as a fear of success. Fear of success of, I make all this money, how am I going to keep it? When you start making more money than you've ever had, you're afraid of losing it. You're afraid of you have to change your circle of friends. You're afraid of losing friends. You're afraid of kind of you and your spouse going in a different direction. Sometimes we're afraid to grow because what that means for our personal life, or what it means for our mindset, what it means for how we need to change. And we all don't like change, especially if you're over 25, 30 years old. You don't like change. Change is not as easy as it used to be. So that's where that fear of success can come in. But cast that down, because giving up is not an option. You got this. You can do this. So replace that fear with hope and faith, and do the work. Do the work. All right? So ask God to revitalize your faith through your actions on this day. And don't give up, guys. So create a plan. Turn your faith and your ideas into action. Until tomorrow,